Rescuers continue to comb through the rubble of this 9-story apartment complex. This is in the central Ukrainian city of Dnipro. 30 people are dead, at least 75 are injured. This is one of the deadliest civilian attacks by Russian forces in months. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said that the missiles hit key cities, including the capital, Kyiv, Kharkiv in the northeast, Odessa in the south, Dnipro in the middle. In response to the attack, Russian President Vladimir Putin said the military operation is, quote, going well. Russia has also claimed control of the eastern town of Soledar. That's Ukraine's military rejecting that claim, meanwhile, saying troops are still fighting in that region. Joining us now is retired Green Beret and Army Lieutenant Colonel Scott Mann. Thank you so much for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
These missile strikes in Ukraine mark one of the deadliest civilian attacks in months, as we said. Why do you think that Russian President Vladimir Putin is renewing these attacks on civilian targets?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious that the approach that Putin and the Russians are taking is it's an approach against the civilian population. It's an approach against civilian density. It's a blunt trauma kind of approach to just grind and wear down the will and resistance of the Ukrainian people, which, by the way, is astoundingly high in spite of all this. But it's frankly, it's a war crime to attack civilian population centers like this, and nothing has changed on that. Although for him, he's going to spin it any way he can on the international stage.
Can I ask, is there a possibility that Russia was in fact aiming for a military target and simply missed?
I absolutely don't believe that. I mean, and I'm basing that on the precedent and the way in which Russia has prosecuted this war. If you look at it, the preponderance of their strikes have been in high population centers, and they simply don't discriminate. And again, let's not forget, in the law of land warfare, there's an inherent obligation for nation states to at least attempt to differentiate between civilian population centers and targets of military value. And they're just based on their history in this war, there seems to be little to no desire to do that.
And I think, it is easy to become numb to these images and to these missile strikes as we continue to hear about them as this war drags on month after month. Can you help us understand, as we're looking at some of these images of this apartment building that was hit in the last 24 hours, just how horrific this is? I mean, we have people there, tear-stained faces, looking as they're sorting through the rubble here, little vigils being set up with stuffed animals. There were children and families that lived in this building as well. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, we're so far removed in the modern world from this type of horrific carnage. Whether the war zone is in Afghanistan, where we were for 20 years and we just kind of walked away from it and turned the television sets off, or whether it's in Ukraine, in the West, we're just pretty much removed from this. And the only time that it comes into our focus is when you all bring it in for the episodic coverage. But the people that are living this every day, that's a living hell. And the fact that they still have the national will that they do is a real testament to the folks that live there. And I think ultimately to the fact that they're going to be able to overcome what President Putin is throwing at them, because I've never seen will like this before.
Absolutely. Last question for you, and in just the last few seconds we have, Russian President Putin earlier today said that the military operation is going well in Ukraine. Do you think people within his own country, within Russia, actually believe him?
I don't. I think that it's very obvious that, his objectives to move quickly have failed. The Ukrainian resistance is working. There's a nationally galvanized resistance that is bleeding them dry, and it's just a matter of time before the Russian people see that for what it is.
All right, Lieutenant Colonel Scott Mann, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider, and don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.